Try.
Yeah.
We've had that. I feel like we've had that conversation.
Yep.
We have.
Yep.
All right, welcome in. You guys do whatever you want. I lost $1,000 on that game going over 11 last night, so I'm not happy.
The Phillies game?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I had to fake my excitement 2 times over. 5:45, 7. I buried
on
it.
Fox this morning.
Yeah.
You were on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that tweet.
2 calls, 3, including one here with our illustrious leader, Joe Kraus of JAKIB Media. So I had 3 different work calls, and all I'm thinking of is like, this is the last day that I wanted to work in sports today. But we have Eagles, Jets, we have everything else here. I was so 2 errors that I've seen Pop Warner or Babe Ruth kids make. 2 errors led to that. That's all I got to say. So I'm not.
That's the worst right there. You know, that's
happy.
really the worst. And then
I got to watch Joe Flacco tonight.
Oh man, it doesn't get any better than that. Friday night Flacco.
By the way, there was football last night, Harry and Barrett. We just didn't know it.
Canadian football?
No, North Dakota. I think this was FCS or maybe a step below it.
Division 2.
I have the clip. You know, it's the start of college football when an onside kick went backwards. And I have the video to prove it.
Oh, I'd love to see that because I don't even know what college you're talking about.
2 colleges in North Dakota.
Wow, I didn't even know there were outside in North Dakota and North Dakota State. I didn't know there were any other ones up there.
Hey, well, you know what? To tell the truth, I've been watching film on South Dakota because they're playing Kansas next week.
Right.
And I'm watching the South Dakota, North Dakota game that was played this spring. They played in the spring.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
A game in the spring. Yeah, it's spring football.
No,
Wow.
I'll play it for you coming up here.
Is that quality football, Barrett, that South Dakota, North Dakota game? I mean, I know you can watch any football. I get it. But I have my limit.
Bro, it is. Put it like this. The speed of the athletes is definitely different from looking at the SEC.
Right. Yeah.
The SEC and that football. Yeah. So, that football made, just a tad bit slower, you know what I'm saying? A little less reaction time, you know what I mean?
Right.
But, I mean, it was still good football. I tell you what, their offensive lines are big. I mean, South Dakota, their offensive line is big and they're nasty. It's just a bunch of Dickersons playing for them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I bet that whole offensive line comes in with overalls and no shirt on with cowboy boots. I bet they all do. Yeah, man.
It's a good look if you can pull it off. I cannot.
Yeah, me neither.
I couldn't pull that off.
Me neither.
Well, guys, I was supposed to be on Birds 365 this morning, and I didn't know because we had talked about it early in the week. Me and Xander talked about it early in the week, but then I woke up at 7:00 this morning, and I wanted to be out there before the heat of the day started. I walked outside; it was still hot at 7:00 in the morning to fix my truck, and doggone it, I fixed it. I got the water pump in. All I have to do now is put everything back together, put some antifreeze in there. I even changed the oil too.
Right.
Put me a new thermostat in it.
Man.
I'm good to go. I'm cooking with hot grease now.
Now, how long did that take you this morning?
2.5 hours.
Wow.
And the thing is, I had to take everything off at the front of it. You know what I'm saying? The serpentine. But we talked about it earlier in the morning.
Yeah.
The serpentine belt got to go here to take this off, and this right here to take this off, and this hose is plugged in here. And man, it was stuff everywhere until I got everything out. And everything was a clip or a small bolt.
See, if I did that, I'd be afraid that I didn't put it back together properly, and the car's going to explode as soon as I turn it on.
Or just break down somewhere, right?
Right.
It still may happen, but you know what I'm saying?
We'll see Barrett like in that Flintstone mobile.
Right.
Broke it down on 295. Like, damn, what's going on? There's some giant running with his car. What do you mean running with his car? No, he's running with his car. And then they would put those Fox 29 would have Barrett on one side and then like Barney Rubble on the other side. Who did it better?
Right.
What I'm gonna do is
Steve Keeley would be following with a camera crew.
Well, Mike, we've been following this man for the entire morning so far, and it looks as if he refuses to move over.
You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna say, you know what? Let me call Shan. Shan, come pick me up. Then you and your wife come pick me up. I'm like, hey, Teddy, scoot over, bro. Scoot over, man.
I think my wife would be like, "You going where?"
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What are you doing?
She's already had it with you.
Seriously. Like, no. She wouldn't believe me.
She's reached her limit.
Yes, exactly.
I've had
She's
enough.
taking it to the limit.
Right.
That's it. I don't know why that song has got 2 references in as many days, but
I know.
We're on a roll when it comes
An
to
Eagles classic.
Yes, maybe that's it. Maybe it's just subconsciously we have the Philadelphia Eagles. Boy,
So at this point, we still don't know yet.
he's not playing. If we don't know, then he's not playing.
Right.
And if he does play, then this is the dumbest application of gamesmanship in the history of application of games. Like, what are you holding off on? The Jets' first team defense not being able to scheme?
I know. It's a preseason game, for God's sake.
I got to be honest. This guy, he better win.
Yeah.
He better win.
The middle starts now on the SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Home loans that fit your life.
Yeah.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
I welcome in Friday. Finally, we are here.
Finally.
Right? I mean, we've been begging for today to come.
I know, and I'm wondering what we're going to be begging for on Monday. I mean, we're going to be, doing the countdown until the Atlanta game. Well, and that's going to be like that'll be 13 days come Monday.
There are really only 2 things, I think, right now for us. It's the Eagles, it's the NFL, right? Secondary, and then it's college football.
College football, which starts this weekend, thank goodness. Yeah.
Look, I mean,
nothing's going to happen with Ben Simmons.
No. In fact, I am now under the belief that nothing is going to happen with him until the regular season. I think the Sixers have found out the hard way, not the hard way, that he's just not as valuable. And I think a lot of it had to do, we downplayed it, not all of us, but people downplayed, the playoffs, they know what he is. They saw this guy pass up a wide open bucket.
Yeah. In a playoff game.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Well, it's more so, is it value over, man, we just can't take it anymore. I mean, that's basically what we're thinking about. Can we take another season with Ben Simmons? Can Ben Simmons take another season with this fan base? Is his skin thick enough to get around here?
No.
I think he just wants out. He moved out. Like, I just think he wants out, you know?
I agree.
Still, though, you don't have that prerogative to say, all right, they're paying his salary. He just found a $17 million home.
The players rule the roost in the NBA, Barrett. You're speaking from your NFL heritage, where it's totally the opposite.
Exactly.
In the NBA, the players are the boss.
Yeah, they get guaranteed contracts.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's sneaker deals too.
There's got to be a clause in the contract saying, all right, if you don't come play, then
he's not sitting out. Like, don't listen to whatever the hell Kendrick Perkins was pushing.
Okay, all right.
Because you're right. Like, I don't care how much money you have guaranteed on a contract. These contracts all stipulate that if your ass isn't showing up and you're healthy, you're not getting paid.
Right. And that's where I'm thinking right
now.
No.
He's definitely showing up. And I think, in fact, it actually benefits. If he really wants out, show up, put on a smile, put your head down for a month, and then get traded.
It's like Zach Ertz.
Ball out.
Like what he's doing.
Out.
That's a great
ball
point,
out,
right?
And let your stock go up.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Ball out, let your stock go up. And once your stock goes up, then it'll be easier to trade you. Then you can get the hell out of here.
I sent you some audio, Eytan. Okay. It was some South Dakota Little League manager apparently went to the mound with some. Give it a listen and see if it's worth playing, but we might want to play it.
Now, South Dakota is the team I've been telling you about that has this kid who's like, 19.
He looks like he's 20 years old or something.
Just mows people down. So
maybe he's in the video because he goes to the mound. He's the pitcher, right? The kid, the big kid? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Well, guys, what's going on with South Dakota, man? There's a lot of South Dakota talk, man.
I know, man.
My game next week, South Dakota. You talk about South Dakota, North. Well, no, it's North Dakota football.
We get big ratings in the Dakotas, I think.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
It's Jarry heavy here. Jarry heavy. Boy, yes. South Dakota State. Isn't that the other one?
Yeah, that's where Goddard went.
Right. Goddard's stomping grounds.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, South Dakota. South Dakota State. I was trying to do that earlier today where, boy, what was it? I think it was so they have these drops now, these Naomi Osaka drops on DraftKings again today. These cards, right, that you can buy. And there's only like 15 that'll be sold for $1,500 a piece. So it stands to reason that if you get in on one of these Osaka NFTs, you'll be one of 15 people on the planet that owns it. You could turn around and sell some. So I was just thinking, like, this would be a bit to have Russo try and speak through DraftKings dropping a Naomi Osaka NFT and trying to struggle through that in its own right.
Well, he is Mr. Tennis.
Yeah, but he wouldn't know what the hell. He wouldn't know an NFT if it fell out.
Well, that's true. And a bunch of the big names are not even coming to the U.S. Open, apparently.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Men and women. They're just not coming. I don't know. Not playing.
Yeah,
That's
I think
crazy.
I mean, that would be like, like the top couple of the top 10 or 15 players in the PGA Tour, like skipping the U.S. Open,
right?
Just because they don't want to go. It's weird.
So disrespectful, man.
It's weird.
Yeah, but I think people may not look at it the same way, right?
What do you mean? Between tennis and golf?
No, just as far as coming here with this esteemed level of, hey, you're out here playing in this huge tournament, as opposed to like, I can take this thing off.
I mean, there's only so many majors,
Right.
I would think that's the most important tournament. What, you want to go play in some event in Cincinnati, but you're going to skip the U.S. Open? Seems weird.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I mean. Maybe there's something going on here that we don't know about.
Right. Probably related to COVID.
Yeah, or it could just be that people don't give a crap about it.
Yeah.
Don't undersell that.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live
okay,
from the
gotcha,
O'Reilly
Ron.
Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, lastly, we have to promote what's happening here. The Philly Godfather is going to join us at 12:40, and before that, this hour, we're joined by West Virginia's finest. Also played for the Jets,
Jaguars.
Great last name.
Yes.
Great name, Aaron Beasley.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard it rhymed before in a couple of rap songs with Beasley, Beastly. Like it flows. But Aaron Beasley, you tracked him down, Barrett.
Yeah, well, he's a good friend of mine. We play golf together every once in a while. So, but he trains a lot of. Yeah, he's local. He like Central Jersey, and he trains a lot of the college athletes trying to get to the NFL. NFL athletes that are DBs. He trains a lot of them. So. I was like, you know what? Let me call. I just went on my road. Let me call somebody who's played with the Jets, is a follower of the Jets. So I gave Bees a call, woke him up. Of course, he was already up working out, but he's gonna give us a call in.
He's from Pottstown. Do you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he went to Pottstown High School.
So that's what. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got to talk about Pottstown
and Valley Forge Military Academy too.
There really isn't much. Like, what's the one thing that comes out of Pot? I think there's one fast food restaurant in Pottstown. It's a Pizza Hut.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I'm not even joking. I just did something.
I love Pizza Hut.
Well, yeah, and I think it's one of these old school Pizza Huts.
Right. I think they're the only ones that are really in existence anymore.
Well, the one around the corner from me just closed.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of them are closing, but if they're still open, it's like you're walking in there in 1979.
All the old
with the little
furniture,
right, and the tablecloths. There was the
checkerboard
vinyl like tablecloths with the checkerboard on them. Yeah, it's great stuff, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that. I thought those were gone. That's all.
Oh well, and I always like the way they gave you the crushed ice in their sodas.
Yeah, that's
Didn't
right.
They had the
like
greatest
bubble,
crushed ice. Yes.
It wasn't
Look,
crushed. They were like little bitty balls.
Yes.
Like I remember that.
There's
That was
nothing
amazing.
better than going into one of those, sitting down, you had the salad bar,
The
Yeah.
salad
Right.
bar was tight, man.
pan pizza.
Yes.
Yes.
Wasn't nothing like going and getting a salad bar, man.
Oh,
Nothing like
yeah.
Checkered picnic table cover that you'd have.
Dunking like all kinds of ranch dressing over everything. And they
yeah,
had those
yeah.
little breadstick things, the tiny, like the smallish ones.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was like a big time event, you know what I'm saying?
it
My
was.
household, you
Me
know what
too.
I mean? Going to
Dude, we're going to Pizza Hut.
and I can remember like the dough being that thick, you know, and the sausage were like little round pellets, like you know what I'm saying? A sausage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 91 LSXers said they had the red plastic cups.
Yeah.
The red plastic cups
Those are amazing.
and the plastic pitchers of soda.
Yes, the clear
Yeah,
packs. Yep,
yeah.
exactly.
Think about that.
Wow.
No other place
Absolutely.
that could be considered fast food or food delivered fast presented that type of a restaurant environment.
An ambiance.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
There
where
was one in St. Louis that had a jukebox over in the corner, man. It was playing.
Is that right?
jukebox.
Yeah, you'd want to go in there and sit down. You
Right,
know? Like,
right.
Like when was the last time you wanted to go in, sit down at a McDonald's? You just want to go and get your food or go to the drive-thru and eat it in your car.
Well,
right?
you know what? It used to be a
Right.
great destination for kids. You know, when my kids were younger, until I started reading stuff like people putting used needles in the
Oh, that's
balls
great.
and
Here we
stuff
go.
like that. You know, I'm just
It
saying.
only took you 5 minutes to now ruin this whole.
I mean, this was a great nostalgic
Seriously.
conversation until
I'm just being real.
Yeah, just being real. I never heard anything like that.
No.
That
Dude, I
never
heard
happened
about
in
it.
That was East
Pennsylvania.
St. Louis, man.
Exactly.
Bro, I'm
Don't
telling you,
need
man. Then I heard that the kids, be urinating inside the
Oh,
balls. You know, what I'm saying the balls were just so unsanitary. I'm trying to, Shan. I'm trying to help you, man.
I'm
Let
not
me
going
help
back
you.
to a Pizza Hut anytime soon. You're not ruining.
That was McDonald's. That was
Oh,
McDonald's.
I'm not going there either.
Balls in McDonald's. Yeah.
Oh my God.
The ball.
Now, I tell you, man.
Here I'm getting ready to go to lunch after the show to Pizza Hut. Now you just ruined it.
No, Pizza Hut is fine. I'm good with Pizza Hut. This is McDonald's, man.
Unbelievable.
McDonald's.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, man. That damn McDonald's.
Did you place a wager on the game at all tonight, you guys?
No,
No, you're not going to bet over 33.5?
I don't think so.
I
The
feel
Eagles
like
are over 33. 33. Come on,
total
man.
is,
They're not
yeah.
gonna score.
33.5. That's what I figure.
They're
Like,
not going to score.
you don't think that here's the thing, though, and this is what I'm curious about, and it comes back to the game itself tonight, but it also has something that we always talk about from the betting standpoint, which is week 3 is definitely going to be more week 4 of last year than week 3 of last year.
Yeah.
We also have the Jets who have young guys that need to be out there. I wonder if we're going to get a healthy dose of the Jets first team, at least for the first quarter half with Wilson. And also, when we do get thirds and fourth stringers in there, won't teams want to be aggressive to just see what you have as opposed to running, 12 personnel and just giving the ball to Tevin Coleman 20 times and seeing if that works? Like if you're eyeing a wide receiver or a tight end or even a quarterback for that matter on this roster, either of the two rosters, don't you want to see him throw the football more so than not? Like this is your last chance to throw whatever you can out there, get as many plays or maybe big plays as you can before everything needs to be really tight and close to the vest.
Eytan's trying to talk himself into an overplay.
No, I'm not going to bet this game at all.
You're not.
No,
Okay.
they don't deserve my money.
Right.
But did you have the over in that high school football game last night that Phillip Rivers coached in?
No, I saw that there was a video of him.
49-0. His team
What?
won in his debut. That's his first win as a high school coach. 49-0.
Wow.
St. Michael's Catholic is the name of the school.
Who do they play?
He's in Florida?
I'm not sure. Let me check.
All right, so let me check. Yeah.
Is that in Florida? Did he go to Florida or did he go back to California?
I thought he's still in Cali, right? Wait,
No,
back
it's
to Florida. I
not.
thought he's from. Where's he from?
He's from Alabama. It's in Alabama, I think.
Okay.
Because his dad was a high school coach in Alabama. He played for his dad.
That's
I
it.
was watching a show on him. He's one of the
Trying
best
to find
trash
it here.
talkers in the league, bro.
Rivers?
I didn't know that, man.
Rivers.
Yeah, he's a straight trash talker, man. He says,
Oh,
but
yeah.
he doesn't cuss. He doesn't cuss.
No, he never cusses, but yeah, he never
He's a
shuts
trash
up
talker.
during the game.
Oh yeah, they say he's nonstop talking.
Oh yeah.
What is he saying? Like, is he being like, yo, bleep you and all this? Like,
No, he doesn't cuss. He's like,
No.
gosh darn it, we're killing you. We're killing you.
Kill you.
We're
He didn't
spanking
say
your
that?
little hiney now. We are taking it to your hiney right now.
Okay, you never went up against somebody who's just corny with their trash talking that you couldn't help but laugh at him. You know,
he would probably be in that category.
Yeah, if he's shredding you for 40 points, it's hard to do anything but be like, this guy. Like, that might be psychologically doubling down on the trash talk, where it's like, man, not only is this guy corny AF, but he's also kicking our tail up and down the field. Like, that would be worse to me. You know, it's like losing to the kid who comes in with like the fresh pair of Jordans, the socks up. He's never put those Jordans on before. He's got like the jersey, the matching shorts, and everybody just leaves him open. And finally, when it's 10-9, he hits a bucket and that's game. And you're like, man, we lost to this guy? Really?
He's got the AI sleeve on and everything.
Yeah,
you know
like
what I'm saying?
he hasn't been out there all summer and he just shows up with brand new stuff.
Bro, but you know who's a trash talker, but he doesn't say like disrespectful. He's like he's a corny trash talker.
Yeah. It's in Alabama.
John Randall.
Okay.
And they beat McIntosh High School 49-0.
Wow.
Yeah.
But even like with Randall, he's beating people up.
Yes. Why he's doing it, and he's saying all kind of corny stuff. Your mama let you come outside today? Well, you shouldn't have came outside. You better go back into your mom. Yeah, it was stuff like that. You know,
Really?
It was like crazy stuff.
Yeah, but he's saying it to you with face paint on, though.
Right. He's going,
yeah, exactly.
Standing over you,
You know what I'm saying?
on your back.
Right.
Kind of
So it's like corny stuff that he's saying,
right.
but you can't say anything or do anything because he might piss him off a little more. So you're just cool with the corny stuff he was saying. Let him be. You know what I'm saying? Let a sleeping dog lie. He's one of those guys. You know what I mean? I remember he was spanking my right guard. I mean, my left guard. It was Jeff Hardings.
Okay.
Jeff Harding ended up having a great career, but Jeff was having the hardest time trying to block John. And they were about the same size. You know, he wasn't a big guy, and Hardings wasn't a big guy, but they were going at it this day. And you know, both of them were just as corny as it can be, man. They don't say anything out of the way. You know, you got Jeff. Oh man, I'm gonna pray for you. Keep on. I'm gonna pray for you, and you know, oh, pray for these. I'm kicking your butt. Your wife should be embarrassed of you, right? I mean, saying stupid stuff, man. That was their trash talking. The whole
he brought the wife. He brought the wives into it.
Yes, man. John is like, he was just a corny trash talker, but you couldn't say anything to him because he was just deboing people.
It reminds me. Remember the guy in the program who used to yodel? The big tackle. He had the Brillo pad head. Come along, these doggies, on these. And he's just, you know, you don't remember that? That's
no.
From the program.
Yeah, and he was the big tackle, and that was his bit. Was like he would be, because you know Alvin Mack would come up and be like, "Hey man, I remember you. You stole my bike." And he'd talk like Tyson right before a fight. Like, I remember you. You stole my bike as a kid. He was like telling, you know, like
trying to get himself riled up.
And the guard's like, no, man, that's not me, man. That's not me. Like before they snap the ball. And meanwhile, you have the tackle on the other hand be like, come on, little doggies, on little dog. And it's just like, really? Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh my. I hope we don't have anybody like that, right? On this team here. That's like, is Jordan Mailata singing a song?
Dickerson could. He'd get away with it.
Would he get away with it? Can the guy play a down in the regular season before you anoint him as a fashion mogul and 5-star singer, Harry?
Hey, not a 5-star singer, but a 5-star player.
So we think.
Yeah.
So we think, yeah.
As long as he stays healthy, I think he is.
Is he even going to start?
Probably not.
Well, I mean, who would he start over? Sayamalu?
Maybe Sayamalu.
Yes, the guy is the size of a tackle. He should be able to play any five.
I think they want to move Sayamalu to center eventually, right?
Yeah, they are.
Kelsey retires, and then he gets the slot at left guard.
But I tell you what, man, Kelsey's one of those guys, man. He'll play forever. He'll play for as long as they let him play, man.
Do you think they go up to him at some point, like, hey, yo, cuz?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time.
Hey, Gus, how about you move into
They said that last year.
an assistant offensive line coaching position.
Right. That's when he's gonna fall right into that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's gonna fall right. It's gonna be a smooth transition.
People
You'll see him out there practicing. All of a sudden, you'll see him out there practicing. Then you'll see him with a hat on the sideline. Then he go from there, and he'll have a whistle on the next day.
People can hire him out for parties in his mummer's outfit after he retires.
I mean, the guy can do whatever he wants here in the city for the rest of his life.
Yes.
Him and Nick Foles will be forever remembered.
Foles ever coming back, man. I got to be honest with you. Foles.
Oh, he's not. No.
Foles is gone. I don't think Kelsey's leaving. All right. Speaking of leaving, we got a break. We'll be back in 3 across the board. We're live and local from the JAKIB Media YouTube page in the Fritz and B. Cooley Law Studios. If you know someone who suffered a personal injury, contact Brian Fritz directly. And we're sponsored here in the middle by Pure Bull Beef Jerky. Get yours now at steersnacks.com and live on Sports Map Radio.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
As long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you. Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3. Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
You're listening to The Middle on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, so Aaron beat. Now, he has the link, correct? Because I didn't.
Yeah, Barrett forwarded it to him. Yeah.
Perfect. So Aaron's going to pop on with us in a matter of minutes, and we'll see how long we can keep him.
Is that, it's going to be the stay on the show challenge.
Hey.
Right.
Honestly, we should do that. And like at the end of it, we'll just donate. We should get like some sort of donation, right? Where it's instead of the ice bucket or whatever challenge, we're still doing it for some sense of charity. Oh, that's easily saying sorry, guys.
Yeah. I'm out on this show. I was watching the first 20 minutes. I don't want to come on here.
Exactly. We almost should be doing shows like that ahead of time, assuming that people maybe check in or their crew or somebody on their team checks in. Just, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
Now,
Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
Well, the good news is that I'm going to say this just because we know Barrett, that I imagine Barrett gets the benefit of the doubt, rightfully so, because he's a good dude. But I don't know if he was like, oh man, I remember this guy in the locker room, man.
Right.
Now he's got a show. I mean, my God, I don't know.
Wow. They'll give anybody a show these days.
Right. Yeah.
They
should have never let you. They should have never let you play. Why are you here?
Crazy how that works, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll see. And I mean, tonight, look.
I'm going out on a limb. I'm saying Jalen Hurts plays, man.
Really?
I'm saying he plays. Yes.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing Wilson play a little bit.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to play. He's a rookie. He's definitely going to play. But I think Hurts is going to play also.
Well, then I think you should hit the over.
There we go.
Personally.
Well, I mean,
first half over.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's already moved to 34.5. It's moved up a full point.
Well, that goes to show you that he's going to play.
So is it 17.5?
Show you that people here have been betting it ridiculously over, and they're more than happy to move it up.
Oh, that's what that means.
So the first half number is at 17.5.
I'll find it for a second. But Barrett, here's the thing: when I don't know if that's up yet, or at least not where I am. So maybe DK has it, but I don't have it on a couple of other ones. What happens a lot, and we should not overlook this, is that we live in an area that is fully inundated with legalized betting from South Jersey to Philly and beyond in this area. We also live in an area, as you two both know, that has fully been indoctrinated into my team is the best ever until they're not the best ever. And people still bet that way. And I'll give you a perfect example, okay? How often have you in your circles or just being out at the bar before everything shut down and all this other stuff where you find somebody out in public being like, man, I'm riding Washington today, or I'm riding an under 6.5. You can't go out in this city and congregate with people when the Eagles are playing if you've bet against them, because you might get just run out of your social circles or even worse with physical harm.
Yeah, you just got to keep that low.
Yeah.
That's a big deterrent for people. Like, yeah, I really want to take the under 6.5, but I can't go and watch the game with my boys this year.
Right. If you're betting unders, Eytan, or you're betting the opponent, you got to stay home.
Exactly.
You really do.
And look, if you're a gregarious individual who likes to be out and about with his friends or her friends, then it's going to be difficult for you to survive. Like, you have to have a really strong poker face for the Eagles to get shut out by Dallas and be like, damn it, I just won $1,000 and I just so upset right now.
I hate myself.
Right. You have to go in. You have to go into your priest and go to confession. I'm so sorry that I bet this.
Yeah,
seriously.
I bet my team was going to lose. I'm so sorry. You got what? You got what at this point? You know what I'm saying? If you bet against your team, you just can't do it, man. You're just demoralizing yourself. You have no sense of anything.
Not if the money's there. I'm just saying you can't go out.
Well, you're different, Shan. Shan, you're different. You're different. You'll go out and about anyways. You'll talk about it too.
You ask the guy who's coming up at 12:40, man. That's he is as cold and heartless as it gets when it comes to his money, because all he cares about is winning. Not who wins,
right?
Him,
just him. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, you talk about
baby.
The Eagles and the Cowboys. I saw Jeff Kerr from Jeff Kerr CBS, and of course, you see him on the YouTube channel on Birds 365 quite a bit. He tweeted today that the Eagles and Cowboys, they're on Monday Night Football for the first time this year since 2008, and that it's the 12th meeting on Monday Night Football between the two. Tied for the 5th most frequent matchup in Monday Night Football history.
Really?
Yeah, Eagles, Cowboys.
Yet it still hasn't happened in
13 years.
13 years.
Yeah.
That's interesting how it's been a staple on Monday night But 13 years, like
that's a long time.
It is. I wonder why that's the case.
I don't know. I mean, the Eagles, from 2008 to 2011 and 12. I mean, what was the year it kind of blew up for Andy Reid? 2012, I think. That's where it came undone. But 8, 9, 10, and 11 were all pretty good years, really good years.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you had some, you had the interest with Chip Kelly for a couple of years, till that fizzled out. And then Doug Peterson.
Yep. All right, let's go out now and join. This is going to be great. Aaron Beasley from Pottstown to West Virginia to the NFL. AB, we appreciate your time, sir. I know Barrett he must owe you a couple of favors now. And you popping on with us this morning, so we appreciate you first and foremost.
That's my shooting guard on my hoop squad right there, man. He's the 2 guard. Me and Barrett run that back court together, so I'll do anything for Barrett.
We play charity basketball, man. It's the funnest thing ever, man.
Is that right?
We have to play with those kids, man. Oh, man. And
that's
these
the
kids.
only time we win when we play the little kids.
Right. Well, look, when the seniors come out there, these kids start dunking on us in there. I'm like, oh. It's getting a little too serious now, guys. It's getting a little too serious now, guys.
That might be the only time in Barrett Brooks' basketball career, Aaron, where he wasn't just thrown down in the middle. All right, man, you play center. You play
right. Get on the block. Get on the block.
Hey, but you know why he's playing back court? Because you don't have to run as far.
Yeah,
I'm not going. I go from free throw line to free throw line. I'd rarely get past that and get into the paint, man.
Stop line. You went 3 to 3. Well, we appreciate you, Aaron. What's going on? Tell us about life first in Aaron Beasley's life. Barrett said you guys are playing golf as much as you can, so hopefully you're enjoying everything going on now in life.
I'm trying to hack around the course. That and
back
just
3 on.
Just watching ball, man. Just watching sports. I'm a sports junkie. Always been a sports junkie, and just trying to find something when the NBA Finals is over and there's no football, I'm even watching baseball now. So
wow,
it's hard to watch the whole 9, though. I'm gonna tell you.
Yes. Unless you have a bet in, it's really difficult to get those 9 in.
So you've been training. You train a lot of guys, man. That's what your major point of emphasis is, right? Training guys going into the NFL, training guys going into college. Where you have any prospective candidates right now going to the league next year or going to college this year?
I got a guy. I worked with him a couple times. I wouldn't say I'm the reason he's there or anything, but my guy's at Michigan right now.
Get out!
I think he's going to be he'll be a great safety because I remember when I first moved here to South Jersey, and we had started a 7-on-7 program, and Brad Hawkins, actually. Brad goes to Michigan, but he was at Camden High, and he kind of took the same path as me. I had to go to a military, so I went to Valley Forge Military because I didn't have any scholarships. But he went the post-grad route. Now he's his 4th year at Michigan. He's a starting free safety. And, I've seen him grow. And I always told him when I first met him, I was like, man, I know you're all worldwide out, but I said, you're really a DB. Everybody's a DB in my book. Even you, Barrett, you're a D-back. But it's funny because a lot of the guys I train, I tell them about a left tackle and a D-back are the same thing, except
play the game backwards. Yep.
Yeah, we
play the game backwards.
Down. If you watch the first couple of steps of a left tackle kicking back, that's press corner.
Yep. Exactly.
Press corner right.
And plus, you're always on an island, and when you mess up, everybody
knows. Yep.
We all see it.
You're at your best. You don't hear your name called, right?
That's right. Hey, Aaron, what's your take now that the Eagles acquired Nelson a couple of weeks back on the tandem we have here in Philly with Slay and Nelson?
Oh, I like it because he's a smart guy, man. I watched him play, and he plays with his head. So I like those guys because I wasn't the fastest guy. I only ran a 4.6 at the combine, so I used to have to play, more about, calculations and studying so much film. But I think having a veteran with the young guys in front of them, because I think our linebackers are pretty young. I feel like you can have some stability, especially if you got guys that have been on the island and can handle their own out there. I mean, because nowadays, you got so much variety in offense. you got to have guys that can be tacklers, good cover guys, and I think both of our guys are well versed in that.
It's safe to you grew up in Pottsville, so did you
Pottstown.
grow up? Pottstown. Jeez, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yingling.
I was going to say people from either are going to take offense that I missed.
Right.
So I apologize to both living areas here. But you grew up a Birds fan as well?
Oh man, I'm Philly everything. I grew up watching Channel 5 Prism when it was the Zinkoff was doing sports. I mean, I'm all Philly everything, man. I grew up in Pottstown, Phillies fan, Eagles fan, Sixers fan, Flyers. I even liked the Philadelphia Fever when they had the soccer team.
Look at
wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know, looking at this Jets team, man, you know what I'm saying? Are you a big fan of Saleh, Robert Saleh, the head coach?
Man, I love his energy.
Yeah.
You know, some guys, it seems like it's fake, but this guy, you can tell, man, he just loves what he's doing. And I watched him last year when he was, you know, and through the years at San Fran, it's like guys would gravitate to him. And like when you got that kind of player, coach, guys will run through a wall for a guy like that. And I see the love that they have for him up there, and I think he's going to be a good coach.
Well, same thing for this coaching staff here. He has the same energy, but do you think they'll be the same with him? You know, how do you like Nick Sirianni?
Well, the only reason there's a difference, I would say, because he was a D coordinator and he's been to the highest, you know, the highest achievement, which is the Super Bowl. And Nick is a little unknown, but I feel like at the same time, when you don't know guys, you can surprise a lot of people. It's like that quarterback that you haven't studied film on. He gets in there and you don't know what he's going to do and how he's going to operate. I feel like that first year we could be something special because of that. But then they'll figure him out. You know how the game is.
Right.
Well, that's, I think, our frustration for the most part about the idea, at least, because we don't know for sure, that Jalen Hurts and the ones around him are probably not going to play at all tonight. And you really come into this regular season with 2 series back in week 1 under your belt. And Barrett has talked a lot about the differences of the joint practices to the game, the tempo, the red shirts off, and getting hit versus the threat of it. But just looking at it from kind of a big picture, Aaron, in your opinion, do you think that it's as big of a deal as it's been made out that Hurts and the guys aren't going to start or really play at all? Or do you think that there really is something to this, at the very least, maybe into the first couple of weeks of the season where you've had next to no preseason from game action with Hurts and the ones around him?
Yeah, well, that's the toughest thing because everyone knows our game is about timing up there and timing and rhythm and flow. And I just don't know if you'll get that until maybe like week 2 or week 3. And that's the only thing I see. But at the same time, I look at it like we're professionals. We know how to play the game. And at the same time, you know, the film study and the younger guys getting together, it's going to be a struggle early. I would say that just because young receivers, second-year quarterback, the offensive line is going to have to hold up, and that's going to be the key. To me, that's the key to every football team in America.
Yep.
The offensive line. If your offensive line is not credible, their whole team is not credible to me. Because you gotta be able to control the line of scrimmage. I mean, I would say both sides of the ball, but offensive line more so because they're the ones that move the piles. They're the ones that protect the quarterback. They're the ones that keep the chains moving in all actuality.
How much more difficult is it to play the cornerback position today than even back when you played in, you know, the mid 90s, early 2000s?
I would say it's still all technique. I mean, because like I played against guys that ran 4.1, 4.2s. I mean, you see all that. Now the receivers are a lot bigger, of course. But I would say it's all the same because at that position, you're going against the best. You know, from you can go back to the 60s and there's some dog receivers, but it's just like now with the game and the passing, it's just so many different options and what they can do on offense. That's the most difficult thing. Where I would always say, to me, college was actually harder to cover in college. It was harder to cover in college because of the splits. Where more in the NFL, a lot of it is defined by splits, and you can kind of like calculate and, you know, do some deductive reasoning about, if he's 4 yards off that number, then I know he might be running an inside route. Where I mean, a lot of that is defined, and that's the only thing that I would say is the same. But some of these routes, they don't even run routes. They just find a spot and get open. So you don't know what to study, actually.
I was trying to talk to these guys about, how easy it is now to go through camp as opposed to we were in camp. I can remember having 2-a-days, padded practices, hitting every single day. And now these guys don't get a chance to hit it all. And then they don't put an earnest. They can't put an earnest on tackling and things of that nature, man, because they don't hit and they don't tackle that much, So like I said, it's going to be sloppy, man. But I mean, with this new coaching staff and, how they're doing it with these young coaches, man, I don't know what this defense is going to look like, man. And that's probably the only thing that I have a lot of reservation on. I think the offensive side of the ball will take care of itself, but the defensive side of the ball is as far as fundamental tackling, and I don't see any of the looks that I've seen in practice in game type of situations. So everything is up in the air. There's a lot of first impressions going to go on in this first game going into the season. But I really still think that this defense needs to go out and play the starters in this last game.
I do too, man, because that's going to be the key to this whole season for us is us stopping people. Because if you look at the other defenses in the conference or the division, you got the Redskins. That D is scary. Dallas defense is scary now. With Parsons, you don't know where he's going to line up. And the Giants, they're 2D tackles. I mean, good grief. I think we're just going to have to match up and shut some people down. And that's the thing, man. Like you said it earlier, I went to the Jaguars camp this year, and I played for Tom Coughlin, and we heard them stories. I go down to the practice, and they do a 30-minute warm-up, and then they took a break. I said, what the – who takes a break after the warm-up? They're on a knee. We never took a knee at practice.
That's why you couldn't take your helmet off, right?
Take our helmets off at practice. I see people with a knee taking the helmets off. The trainer behind them squirting water on them. I'm like, it's like a country club football.
Yeah, and don't you dare be late back in those days to a meeting or anything with Coughlin, man. You had to be 15 minutes early.
Yes, he set the climb. Moved all the times up. So everybody, like you would get there, you'd be like, man, something's wrong with my clock. Then you would just notice, I better fit my clock to this clock.
Right.
No, that be early or not on time. I mean, I remember some guys got fined. They got into a rainstorm and crashed before they got to the team meeting the night before the game. He max fine $10,000, and they couldn't even play because they were all banged up in a car accident.
Wow. They got hurt in a car accident and fined.
Oh, man.
Yes.
For that, right.
Wow.
I wonder why people wanted to get the hell out, right? Jalen and Ramsey and others.
And he wasn't even coaching then. He was.
I know, but yeah.
Right.
And I wonder how much it came down. So that I'm just curious, though, because I'm sure you keep an eye on what's happened down there for better or worse. And we saw Trevor Lawrence, at least in the preseason. The one thing that, and I don't know if Urban Meyer or anybody can help him in this, but the one thing that jumped out at me was just how hard he was getting hit. And look, guys drop back. Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, got Jalen Hurts to Justin Fields. Justin Fields got hit a couple of times too, but it felt like every single hit for Trevor Lawrence was like one of these monster shots. I don't know if he's holding on to the ball too long or if it's just the offensive line is so bad or something, but that's kind of what jumped out at me. Not that he can't play. I'm excited to see what he has, Aaron, but damn, he got ripped a couple of times.
I was watching the games. I would think that he was holding on to the ball because the time clock in college, it lasts a little longer than that NFL time clock. Because it's funny, when I watch so much football, I sit in here and I'm like, 1, 2, 3, throw it. I'm saying it in my head, throw it, because you gotta find that same rhythm. It has to be 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and the ball has to be going or you have to be running. Because you got 3 seconds and that's it. Like if that, it's not, how they do the 7-on-7, they got 4 seconds. You ain't got 4 seconds in the NFL because you got Barrett. These guys now, like Myles Garrett, this dude's running a 4.5, but he's bench pressing 225 35 times.
Right. It's such a different, man. The athletes.
They're sprinters playing DN. I mean, who's the guy from Penn State, the rookie that's coming? Odea. 6'5", 265, running 4.4. Come on, man. They would beat me. I would hit a 4-6.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm like, hey, the D-line's running by me.
Well, I mean, the game has definitely changed, man. And as we go forward, I see it getting even faster, because these athletes are getting bigger, stronger, and faster. But the fundamentals shouldn't change, man. But I'm starting to see the fundamental change on how they play the game. It's starting to lean too much toward the offensive side of the ball. I mean, you can't touch receivers these days. You can't touch quarterbacks these days. Just like that fine they get hit when with the rookie quarterback from the Bears got hit.
Fields, yeah.
I didn't think that was really one of those. I didn't think it was really a vindictive type of hit. I just think that
I would just say the helmet hit the helmet. That's the only thing I saw. The helmet. That's what they're going to protect. The helmet. But I mean, like you said, like even the tackling, we were taught to get our head across the ball to close the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And now that's fine. Now remember the playoff game? Who was it? The Saints.
Yep.
They didn't call it, but there was a big fuss about him leading with his head. That's the way we're taught to play football. Get your head
across.
Because if you tackle, like I was talking to somebody the other day, the running backs in my conference with the AFC. You were in that conference. Eddie George, Jamal Lewis, Jerome Bettis, Fred Taylor. They're all 230-pound backs. How are you going to get your head behind them and bring them down? Like you can't. Those guys. Like
they'll run straight through you. They'll run straight through that tackle, man, all day.
That is one of his legs was bigger than both of mine, so he's going to run through
Well, speaking of big, fast athletes, the Eagles will see Kyle Pitts in Week 1 down in Atlanta, the tight end who's from the Philadelphia area originally, played high school in the area. What do you think of that kid? He's unreal.
Hey, I got the new Madden, and that was my first pick. I do my own.
Yes.
I love his skill because you can put him anywhere. I mean, because now think about what you can do with him. You got 3 tight ends in there. You think it's a pass offense, you spread him out, and now there's a matchup because he can run against the corner. I mean, 6'6".
Right.
Be a matchup problem. I mean, I like it, but the only thing, can he block? Because we had to block at that position.
Well, there lies the problem.
Hold on, real quick. We're gonna break in the
blocks better than Tebow.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, we're back in 3 on Sports Map. Still live on the JAKIB Media YouTube page. Aaron Beasley's in the house. Back in 3 on Sports Map. All right, so here's the big question for you, because all 3 of us, don't let Barrett fool you / mislead you. He is involved in these conversations as well. All 3 of us talk / play golf. So what do you shoot?
I'm under 100.
Hey, a lot of people are not. Way more than
97, 95, 96, 90, somewhere in there. I'll shoot like a 48 and then maybe like a 47 or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you're right in my wheelhouse, brother. And I know there's nothing more frustrating than playing like 5 times in the span of maybe, depending on how fortunate or lucky people are to get out, like in a week to 2 weeks, and you have the same score 9 of 10 times, but you're finding new ways to get to that same score.
Some days it might be all bogeys, then there might be a couple birdies and a couple triples. Hey, I figured out the best way to enjoy a golf round though. I'm inconsistent. My shots are all over. I said, I'm not even gonna get mad at my good shots. I mean my bad shots. I'm gonna get mad at my good shots. Because I don't do enough, and I'm gonna crack up with these bad ones. I'm born in the woods. I crack up at those shots now.
At least you got better. I haven't even gotten better.
That's the problem. Hitting the 1 iron. That's why. He bring the 1 iron out when he plays golf with you
all the time. All the time.
My goodness, it is unbelievable.
Well, hey man. So, what do you think about this? This 3 preseason games, man. I mean, how do you accurately get an assessment on what a guy can do with only, taking 1 preseason game away and then not allowing these young guys to even get any reps in practice? How do they really get an accurate analysis on these young guys with, there's no tape for them?
That is true, man, because it's like that last game was so important for the guys that were on the fence.
Yep.
Because it's another chance to get on film. And then I guess they added it to the season now. So, but hopefully they add more roster spots I mean, that would be the best thing for the guys that don't make it. But now they have more on the practice squad as well, I guess, too, right?
Well, yeah, they almost have to because they added an extra game, and they're probably going to add an extra game in a couple more years. Yeah,
I see it going 18, like within the next 2 years.
I think so too.
You know, I mean,
it looks so odd. 17 games.
Right.
It is.
I did my Madden franchise. I said 10-7. That don't even look right. It don't.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Every prediction you have to make now, you have to factor that extra game in.
Yep.
I tell you, coincidence or not, and I don't believe in many coincidences here, heading into the full, what we expect to be like that full return to the NFL, fans in the stands and vaccinations. And it's hard for me to think that there isn't some connection to adding an extra week in the regular season and also having more of a cushion to reschedule a game in the event that people get sick, right? Because both of you know, and Aaron and Barrett, NFL don't like losing money. And if you have to forfeit a game, that's a lot of money all around that people lose.
Oh,
they're definitely not going to do that. They're not going to lose again. They're going to make sure that they get enough on that field to play. But the only thing is, man, it's the situation is we're still in this pandemic, man, and it's going to be hard for these players to really not be able to go out and do what they're accustomed to doing. You know, and especially these young kids. Especially the young guys.
We'll see postponements like we did last year. That's why we had Tuesday night football, Wednesday night football. We'll see postponements, but we won't see a cancellation.
No.
Oh, they said they're forfeits this year, though, right?
Well, only if they can't reschedule it within the 18-week period. That's the little
that's the hook.
Yeah, that's the second tweet, Aaron, right? The first tweet is there'll be forfeits this year. And then the second tweet is if they can't reschedule it in the 18-game break, because the NFL don't like losing money.
They are going to reschedule.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, before you get out of here, we need your thoughts on something going on here. And as somebody who is Philly to the bone, I'm sure you have multiple opinions on this. What is your overall opinion of the man, and what should happen with the man situation and Ben Simmons? Take it any way you like, Aaron.
Oh man, if there were some stars out there now that we could trade for, but there's no one to trade for now. I feel like he just got to come back and prove us wrong. Because I'm Big Ben. I'm like, man, he's doing all this. We're winning. But then he didn't take that dunk. And I said, what the heck was that? He passed up that dunk and we missed a foul shot. I mean, if we'd have made it, it'd been all right. But I feel like he's just too unselfish, man. He got to bring that killer out of him, you know? He's like a nice guy. Well, he might need to get some football training or something. Like beat him up, rough him up, because that skill set he has is untouchable as far as everything else except the shot. Yeah. I mean, who at 7 foot can run that fast? And I mean, he can play every position on defense, but he won't shoot. And you have to shoot just to get people to like come out there and respect it. Open up the lane for your other teammate.
It's crazy.
Even if it's not 3, if it's just, you know, just in the inside the
15-foot jump shot.
Get to the free throw line.
Right.
Like, look, he could be 0 for 10 from the floor, but 12 for 12 from the line.
Right.
I think maybe he needs to go and shoot right-handed because what does he have to lose? I mean, if he's worried about his form.
No more hype videos in the summer. That's all I ask for, right? I don't need any more of these hype videos, man.
Yep.
No more of that. Because we know that's not real. That's fake news.
That's right. Well, this has been great, Aaron. Thank you. We'd love to have you back.
Appreciate it, Bees.
We'll reach out and get you on a couple of golf courses on the PA side as well, okay?
Okay. I love that, man. I'm actually
bring Barrett along.
All right, bro. Have a good one, bro.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks.
All right, Aaron Beasley, man. I love it. Absolutely love it. I didn't realize that he was that Philly.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, I love it. Yes.
Yeah.
That's like great, man.
And you know, even you know, with him playing for the Jets and the Jaguars, he's always said that the Eagles are his home team.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, that's the thing, right? We don't have Jarry Evans is another guy who is exactly like that, right? Grew up in the city,
Yeah.
Like, he's Philadelphia to the bone, and went to Bloomsburg, and then from there to the NFL. The rest is history, right? Probably going to should be a Hall of Famer, to be honest with you. Is one of the best guards that ever played. And it's like, you can't lose that. That's the one thing you'll never lose. Growing up in this area, and then even playing for another team, you never lose that.
I mean, you look at it.
Back in 3, by the way, coming up next. Go ahead.
Even Eric Williams.
He played for Dallas.
He played for Dallas, but still an Eagles fan. You know what I'm saying? He hated the Eagles, but internally he loved the Eagles, man. He said, man, it was tough, man, because they were my team, man. But being a Dallas guy, man, it was often a double-edged sword, that I had to work through.
He's on Twitter, Aaron Beasley, at KillaBees21. KILLABEAS 21.
Oh, I gotta hit him up with a follow.
Yeah.
We got to get him verified. He doesn't have any. Come on, we got to bump this guy's up.
I know.
He only has like 1,000
followers. Yeah.
That's because he doesn't use it either.
No, yeah.
Absolutely, man. No, we got to get him out. We got to get you two out on the course, and then I'll get the drone out there, and we can do a little segment or something. I'd bring Harry up, but once he hears the word drone, he's out.
I'd love to have a drone.
It's pretty difficult. I tried to mess around with it. Like, I feel like flying a drone is going to take a lot of time to learn how to do it. Not that you or I or anybody can't do it, but
did you see? Speaking of that, the PGA Tour, I tweeted it. Did you see that video that they took of this golf course, Caves Valley, with a drone?
That
dude? This drone pilot is incredible.
Is that better? Okay, we're gonna have to compare. Did you just tweet this out?
It was on the Swing It and Ding It Twitter feed. I tweeted it.
All right, so you tweeted it from your own, correct?
I think I commented on it.
I got it. I got it. Yeah. So thanks for the retweet, by the way, on mine.
Yeah.
So we have a couple of things we can do right now. Let's look at this. Did you see the Hard Knocks one?
Yes, with Dallas.
Yeah. Which one is better in your opinion?
Well, this one, the golf one, the guy goes like he takes the drone in the grandstand and in and out of the grandstands and stuff. Like the difficulty of, I can imagine, I've never flown one, has to be degree of difficulty is pretty high on the golf one.
There's got to be no question about that, man. Because these guys, they go and they spend hours upon hours of doing it. And now they're getting paid pretty big money for it. It's like people want to sell their mansions. They want to sell their mansions, so they use the drones for
real estate. Yeah,
well, our buddy Chris, Clutch Shot production.
Right.
Chris has been doing this, like Toll Brothers. He works for a bunch of these big real estate places that fly him all around the country. And he's been doing that, Barrett, for a while. So he's been on like the front cutting edge of it.
Yeah.
To now where it's blown up, there's just high demand for it. So real estate seems to be one of the early ones there.
Yeah.
That we've seen. All right, this is the PGA one. You guys ready for this one? And then I'll pull up the Cowboys one too. What is this? An ad?
I know.
What is this? An ad?
Icy hot.
I don't need Shaq. I love the music. Already I'm hooked.
Birds chirping.
Yeah, it's all we need is the Birdman.
I could see you doing this to this.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I have to in my hand, so I can only do one.
Look at that, man.
Now watch, he's going to go into grandstand at some point here.
I love the music.
Now he's going to zip through that one.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Now he takes a big right turn and he's going to go inside this grandstand on the left, the full length of it.
That thing's moving too.
It is. That's the 18th hole.
Oh my goodness.
Which plays as the 9th for the members, but they flipped the 9s for this tournament.
This is the BMW?
Now he goes. Yes. Look at this. Now he's going to zip out here to the right.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's pretty good, man.
Crashed that a long time.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Drone's probably worth like $5,000. I'd have crashed it.
I wonder if there's insurance you can get for these things.
Right.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think that's about the end of it. That's pretty. It's really good.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then here we have the. Do you want to get this in here real quick too?
Oh, is this the?
Listen to me, okay? Listen, the whole world wants to see you pitch Sunday. Listen to me. Listen to me. You're not coming out of this game. you're going to shove it right now. Okay, we got 4 outs to go, and we're in the championship game this evening. I got all confidence in the world that you're going to throw a gem on Sunday. I got all confidence in the world that the rest of this pitching staff is going to come in and do the job. Okay, you be my horse right now. Give me 4 more outs, and then you hit me a bunch of home runs the rest of the way out. You understand? Let's go right now. Let's go.
How great is that?
That is great.
Now, is that the kid you're talking about, Eytan, number 19?
I believe so. I don't know. I have to find out, but I believe so.
He's a pretty big kid.
Yeah. He's not
for 12 years old.
But that's the thing. So
they may have lost his birth certificate. Somewhere.
Right.
Do you think like this is one of these examples where that guy is normally just like a complete tyrant, but he knows he's mic'd up and he's on camera, so he's saying something.
Yeah.
You know, the tell would be like the first baseman or the shortstop looking over, like, what's wrong with this guy?
Like, who is this guy?
Who is this guy?
Yeah,
that's not Coach Johnson. That's not the coach we know,
bro. You know, I almost got in trouble for that one time. I was in college, and you know, Snyder was one of those sticklers, man. Like, you had to be clean shaved, Barrett. You got to be clean shaved. That means you couldn't have a goatee. You couldn't even have a mustache in college.
This is the Yankees you played for?
But you had to be that way, man. You could, he you know, clean shave, no facial hair. And he came in and he was being nice for me for something. Like, so I'm looking at him like,
Media Property in partnership with JAKIB Media.
And you, my friend, are caught in the middle.
The Middle starts now on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Home loans that fit your life. Rocket can.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, so second hour here. Want to thank Aaron Beasley. That was fantastic. Thanks to Barrett Brooks for securing Aaron on the show, and we got to get him on. Like, he needs to be on as much as we can before he's like, man, leave me alone. He's hanging with us. He's in our area. He talks about everything. He grew up with all the stuff he was dropping Prism.
I know.
He hit us with the Prism, didn't he?
Seriously. That's not something you just Google about growing up in Philadelphia before an interview.
Right. I didn't even know about Prism. For real. You know, I'm from St. Louis.
Right. Well, that I know, Eytan, you're going to want him on more, but like, how many times until he's like, yo, enough?
Probably after next time.
Right, because remember our old program director, when he'd get a guest like that and the guy was really good, he would be texting him constantly and trying to get him on all these shows until the guy would change his number. He'd go get another phone and change his number. Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you, that's exactly what that's been. And
yeah,
it's been so difficult to see that, right?
I mean, the guy's great.
Right.
I hate to do it to you,
but then it's like, what happened? And I would move on and hit people up, and it would be like my contact, and I like, oh, Tim Legler changed his number, like,
right? How? What?
Yeah, and then I find out that like 6 different shows for like 3 straight days in the same station were hitting him up, and finally it's just like, I can't
enough of this.
Right.
Now, I learned something in sports this morning, which doesn't happen all that often, but I didn't even know that this stat or category, however you want to call it, existed in baseball. Something called an immaculate inning. Did you ever hear of an immaculate inning, Barrett Brooks?
No, I haven't.
Can I guess what it is?
Yes.
Both pitchers are perfect?
Well, you're close. I mean, it means
hold on. We got to break in 10 seconds on the network. We're also going to break. We should break now too as well, so we can stretch it. So we're back in 3 across the board. And then Harry's going to tell us about that immaculate inning. I can't wait.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
but as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
As long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J-Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
Video Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, well, Philly Godfather's going to join us before we get out of here. I still think that there's a lot of value here on week 0. A lot about, in fact,
week 0 of college football.
Yeah. We'll see what he has to say about that.
I agree.
Even when I always feel like, okay, let me put this in perspective. Did you ever have a teacher, and I didn't have many, and hopefully my wife isn't listening because she's a teacher, but I didn't have many. It may shock you to know that as a child, I didn't listen. And I didn't have many strong connections with teachers as voices of authority. However,
stunned.
As a result of that, though, to be fair, when I did have a connection with a teacher and made a rare connection with a teacher, it was like having an uncle or aunt or, having somebody in the family, especially if that person a couple of times over in my life happened to coach a sport that I played. So point being is that I feel like whenever I do my own research and I come to the table here with the PGF, I'm sitting there like I'm in 6th grade again, watching the teacher rip the red pen out and grade it because I want their approval.
Right.
And what I've noticed is the more I put into this, like I guarantee you, I'm going to come out and say, I love Illinois +7. I'm going to give all these reasons why. And he's going to come back and say, it's going to be 110 degrees out there and Nebraska's going to run up and down the field. Get out of your mind.
Right.
And I'm going to like, damn, I actually put time into the book report on Moby Dick, and this is what I get back.
Right, we already took a bite out of Nebraska. Yeah, that's what I'll tell you. But I got to tell you about the Immaculate Inning.
Yes, please.
Okay. An Immaculate Inning, apparently, is when the pitcher strikes out the side on 9 pitches.
Is it
just
3
straight strikes to all 3 hitters?
But it doesn't have to be both pitchers. It's a match.
No, just like one side of it, one half of the inning, right?
Okay.
Do you know it's only happened twice, or to two players, to two different pitchers have done it 3 times? I should say that.
D-backs
it's been done
last
3
night?
times by 2 different players. That's it.
Okay, 3 times by 2 different. So 2 pitchers in the history of the game,
right? Like Max Scherzer has done it twice, but only 2 pitchers have done it 3 times.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. Can you guess who they are? It just happened last night.
It just you Darvish? I don't know.
No, it was Chris Sale did it.
Oh, Sale was on fire too.
Yes, and there's some good audio on the prep sheet of Chris Sale if we want to play. It's kind of long, but it's pretty good. But he did it last night, and Sandy Koufax is the other pitcher that did it 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah.
My
Unbelievable.
God.
Yeah.
I wonder. Do we?
I didn't even know this existed.
No,
Me neither.
me neither.
Yeah.
Me neither. That's way more impressive than a lot of things that have just been done over. I mean, the stuff that has only been done like 2 or 3 times. NFL is a little different, right? Because it's been going on forever, but you only have 16 games or now 17 a year. 162 for as long as baseball's been playing.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that only 2 pitchers have done that
3 times.
3 times. And look, we're only talking about 1 inning.
Right.
Half inning.
Yeah, it's 3 outs. That's it. I thought that was
impressive.
pretty wild.
That is crazy. Now I was looking.
Great information by you, Harry. That's a great call right there.
Yeah, you can use that at a party or anything. else.
Right. To drop some knowledge.
I love
this
it.
weekend.
I love it.
But yeah, the Chris Sale audio, it was pretty good. It's like you kind of wish we were talking to Aaron Beasley about Ben Simmons, where this is the kind of guy you'd wish Ben Simmons was. Is the way if you play the audio.
Hold on, I gotta forward it to the right email address here.
Okay,
it comes to the wrong one now. But yeah, I definitely want. Now, there was also some Sirianni, right?
That was yesterday.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought
that was yesterday.
Now we did get news, by the way. John Clark came out about 20 minutes ago, or maybe 15 minutes ago, and confirmed what we all believed, which is the starters, including Jalen Hurts, will not play tonight.
Jeez.
Yeah,
it's been confirmed now.
It's confirmed.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think this is what I would do right now. I think that you slam the Falcons. I think you take the Falcons in this game, honestly.
In week 1 against the Eagles, because the starters are not going to have enough work.
Yeah, I mean, even Aaron just said that. Aaron Beasley said that in the first hour, right? About how it's going to take a couple of weeks to get going. Barrett has echoed that too.
Yeah, but mind you, the Falcons have not looked good in preseason thus far, and I don't know
with their starters though.
Have they been playing their starters a lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because there's a hole at the wide receiver position for, at the very least, productivity. So you've got Ridley, Gage, the rookie, Pitts now. Yeah. So it stands there. Look, Pat Mahomes was out there for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't like it.
Well, it's driven by the top. It's Howie Roseman and the analytics people that are telling them to do this.
So what is it? They hired an analytics guy now, and that's what's happened here?
They always have
sports science, the guys and the analytics people are telling Howie that, this is the way to go.
Yep.
I mean, Sirianni would probably like to have him out there.
The probability that Hurts will get hurt,
right?
It's such and such to 1. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to have him out there.
Yeah, I could see that.
So what is it? Flacco for the first half, Mullins for the second half?
Flacco for the first half, me out on the second half.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
But hold on a second.
A lot of YouTube.
That's right.
Guys, Harry brings up a very interesting point, though. Is this the first example of a power struggle lost by the head coach? And let's, Barrett, put yourself in the shoes, if you will, of Nick Sirianni. Do you think, and I don't know, I have no idea, but do you think Sirianni, to Harry's point, would rather him play than not? And if that's the case, then can't we come away with the reasoning that he was told by and this is one of many times in which he'll be told by above, hey, we don't do that here.
I think this is 2B. I mean, this is 1B.
Okay.
I think 1A was the left tackle position.
Really? So we've already seen a power struggle lost.
Yeah, that I mean, because there's no way from what they've seen in practice, Dillard is played anywhere up to the expectations to be competing for the starting job. That's strictly from above, them trying to make him look better than what he is to bring up his trade value, I guess, or since he was a first-round pick. Number 2 is probably this, him not playing, Hurts not playing. I think that's more so Sirianni wanting him to play. I think Sirianni wants him to play. Put it like that. He wants him to
I think so too. I mean,
that makes this 10 times worse.
Well, think about it. This has been happening in baseball for years now, where the analytics departments, the sports science, whatever, those guys, basically get a manager that they will execute what they want to be done.
Right.
I mean, it's only a matter of time till it bleeds over to professional football, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, I get what you're saying, and I'm not fighting the fact that there are people that are applying analytics to this, but why is it that it seems like the coach, and to Barrett's point about the left tackle to now this, it's not even like he's being considered. And look, to be fair, we all thought that from the jump, that this was the guy who's going to come in and be a puppet, but really right away? And honestly, I'd rather Nick Sirianni make this decision about Jalen Hurts than some analytic department.
I agree.
You?
I agree. Let the coach. Let him make those decisions.
I don't know.
That's tough, man. That's tough. Because, I mean, just because a guy is drafted doesn't mean that, he's better than the guy that's already there. That's one thing.
Well, drafted higher.
Right, higher, yes.
Yeah.
Drafted higher. Number 2, if you want your quarterback to go out and get the necessary reps to go out and execute an offense that you're going to have to play in the first game, and he's going to have all this rust on him, he's going to have the timing's not going to be right because he hasn't had game-type situations in which he can show that he can do it. Yeah. That's number 2. So, I mean, it's hard for you to think that you can execute the offense like that.
No, I don't know. And that's where I think there needed to be more middle ground, and it seems as if Sirianni just got steamrolled. And look, I'm assuming, I'm going on the assumption that he wants Hurts out there. And if he wants Hurts out there, then he got steamrolled. Look, this isn't a young man who played week 1 and week 2 in the preseason. And now Sirianni's like, I could just use another series, man. Just give me one more series. And the analytic department's like, come on, you got all you need. Seriously, you shouldn't need anything more. This is a kid who's played 2 series now throughout the course of 3 weeks with 12 days off, 13 days off right now?
And only 4 games under his belt as a professional, as a starter. Yeah.
All right, so the big takeaways here are Nick Sirianni has already lost at least 1, if not 2, power struggles with the team, and the analytics department is looking at something that's not, or at least not factoring in enough, the actual football, like the eye test. What could anybody, Barrett breaks down film for a living, what could anybody see from Jalen Hurts last year to the 2 series this year and say, I don't need to see any more game from him?
Mm-hmm. Seems
just think about what you just said.
Think about that. Right.
Yeah, just everybody
let
just think about that.
Yeah. Let that sink in.
Seriously.
Yeah. What have we seen from this point? Maybe they see something in practice. We talking about practice.
Right.
But has he done anything the last 3.5 games and 2 series to say, all right, then he's ready to rock and roll? And I love Jalen Hurts. I am. I'm a firm believer he's going to be a pretty good quarterback. But you have to give him the proper tools in order for him to go out there and execute this offense. And the proper tools is timing. You know what I'm saying? It's like they need a timing gun to check the timing to make sure the timing's right in the motor. Yeah. Time's not right in the motor. That motor's not going to run right. It's going to sputter. You know what I'm saying? It's going to sputter. This is old school. When you with a distributor cap, you know what I'm saying? That type of timing.
Right.
That's a big difference.
You know what I'm saying?
That you won't be able to catch.
So I haven't seen that from it yet. I haven't. I'm being honest. I haven't seen it in practice yet. I'm going to be honest.
No, that's another thing.
So what makes me think that going into this game, not this game, but the first game, September 12th, that he's going to be ready? He might be. I hope he is. It's imperative that he is so I can go out there and have a good show. Now I'll have a good show regardless whether he plays good or not. But still, though, I want to talk good about the Eagles.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to tape the post-game show tonight. Just to watch tomorrow, so I can see how Barrett and Seth especially. I want to see Seth on YouTube during the post-game show.
You know, I'm gonna ask him too, because if this game goes the way I think it's gonna go, I'm gonna say, hey, Seth, man, another YouTube game.
He'll be watching
another
golf
YouTube
instruction, swing instruction videos on YouTube.
Swing it and ding it. You just let him know.
There you go.
All right, we're back in 3 on the network. Still live here on the JAKIB Media YouTube page. Back at 3 on Sports Map Radio. All right, so this is the onside kick. You ready for this? This is the onside kick from this, I don't know, North Dakota.
Oh, this is North Dakota?
Yeah.
5 in the front, 4 in the back. It's going to be an onside kick, and it's going to be one of the most awkward onside kicks you'll ever see is Vogelpohl.
And looking at the numbers of where the ball ended up.
Oh, that's a week 1 blunder.
Didn't go
there.
10 yards.
Oh, my God.
It
went backwards.
Yeah, they lost yards.
5 in the front.
They lost
4
yards.
in the back. It's going to be an onside kick, and it's
Now,
going to be.
here's another thing. I wanted to just play that again. You're going this long on the broadcast, 7 minutes and 9 seconds left in the fourth. You can't even switch those mics out, those overmodulated mics.
Yeah, that was terrible.
He's doing a game on a cell phone here.
That's terrible. I hope Barrett's hookup is much better for this Kansas game.
Me too.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
All right, now we've tracked down this. Is it Chris Sale you want to hear from?
Yeah.
Or anybody else on the sheet? Huh?
Chris Sale.
Okay. I didn't know if there was anybody else that you were looking at.
No, that's the only thing that really jumped out at me.
Is this the top one here? Like angry? Pitch?
Yes,
angry?
yes, that's it.
So this is basically Chris Sale's advice to Ben Simmons, right?
Right.
All right.
That's probably the most pissed I've been on a baseball field in a while. That's just coming out of anger and frustration. I like to call those FU fastballs. I can't really say the word, but yeah, I mean, I got pissed and I got going. Today was probably the best my mechanics have been start to finish. I really felt like I was staying on top of the baseball. I really kind of found it, out in the bullpen before the game. And, that mixed with a little bit of hate, honestly, really kind of just got extended and let it eat.
Let it eat.
Let it eat.
Throwing FU fastballs.
Yes. Media gold right there.
That is good stuff.
Media gold. That was tremendous. That was amazing.
Gosh, pissed.
FU fastball.
Right.
Staying on top of the ball.
Right.
The best my mechanics has been.
I was pissed off.
I knew you loved that.
Yeah, he took that in full mode. I am pissed off.
Right, exactly.
What was he mad at?
I don't know. I don't know what he was mad at, but I want that guy pitching for me. I want people angry.
Yes.
Right.
We just talked about this, the whole thing in the program. The linebacker, Alvin Mack, before he gets hurt, he's all pro or all, they're winning the, is it the Butkus Award?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And he's manufacturing stories to pump himself up. I don't care if it's fake.
Right.
I want you angry. Right. I want winners. No, I want angry people. That's what I want.
Right.
All right. Barrett Brooks, nicest person I've ever met. But if you are manufacturing anger, then that's what I want. All right.
Dude, that's Jordan-esque.
Yeah.
You said Jordan would just make stuff up about, so you did what? Oh, you're better. Oh, okay then. Yeah, let's see. He said he would manufacture ways to be mad.
Same thing with Mike Tyson.
Tom Brady does it too.
Right.
That's true. Yeah. Does Brady really do it, or is that what he says?
Well, I mean, he's the best quarterback to ever play the game, so evidently he's doing something.
Yeah, but
I don't think it's just not eating strawberries that'll make some,
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the guy that's on the Subway commercial. We know he doesn't eat that.
Right. Well,
That's pretty good,
poke fun of that at the end. Curry says that.
Right.
Yep. Do you eat meat bread?
Which I think is funny.
Yeah, it's still the commercial, but yes,
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. There's definitely that.
Do you even eat bread?
Yeah, right. That's what he says.
Commercials.
Boy, Barrett memorizes commercials like nobody else I've ever seen.
But that's not really bread anyway. So I think the answer
No,
is
it's not.
like the KFC commercial.
It's like a test tube bread.
Yeah, like the KFC. Do you even eat chicken? It's like, well, legally we're covered where it's not chicken. So
right.
You can do that in that sense. No, by all means, I think there's something to that.
You know what I was thinking, fellas? This is just me. Why is there a shortage of chicken wings, but there's not a shortage of breasts, legs, thighs?
Right. Because wings you can take on the go. Wings are like ice cream cones, right? Where think of ice cream as the chicken.
So drumsticks.
Well, that's what I mean. Flats or drumsticks. It's the same.
Yeah,
right?
but like with wings, you're eating 20 at a time. You're not eating 20 chicken breasts.
Correct.
Right?
There it is.
Yeah, I think that could be the problem.
Yeah, but they're like so expensive now, man. It's ridiculous how much chicken wings are now.
Really?
Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
I
remember you used to be able to eat you used to go out and get chicken wings for like maybe $4 a pound. They're like $7 a pound now.
Wow.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
Blame Biden.
Yep. There are odds on that. We should get PGF's thoughts on whether or not he's going to finish the term.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's only on the offshore books, though, right?
Yeah, I don't know about New Jersey.
What markets do you call those?
Global
markets, yeah.
But I don't know about New Jersey.
So global markets aren't like legit.
Well, they're offshore, if you will. But the thing is, New Jersey, you can bet on a lot of things in New Jersey that you can't bet on in regular legal states. Like, for example, the Oscars and hot dog contest, stuff like that. You can bet in New Jersey. College props, I believe you can bet outside of Rutgers. I believe you can bet on individual college player props, like over, under, Stroud, touchdowns, whatever it may be. Whereas Pennsylvania, I do not believe you can. So there's a little different there. Yeah.
I want to get down on a college game right now.
I'll give you a couple.
I'm going to get.
You want one right now before it changes? So,
well, I want to get when is the Georgia
Clemson
game?
September 4th, 7:30. I've locked in under 51.5.
Yeah.
Both defenses. Look, there's some turmoil there with Clemson quarterback.
Yep.
Georgia is.
He played though last year a couple games.
He did play, right?
Yeah.
But now,
Uwanjalele or something. Is that how you pronounce his name?
The Big O.
Yeah, right. That's what Barrett would call him if he had to do the game.
No question about
watch
that.
This footwork by the Big O.
Yeah, the Big O.
Right, just throw the play-by-play
fella's
guy.
making it happen.
Yeah, big fella.
Yeah, the big fella.
Play-by-play guy doesn't bring him up, hoping you would be the first, and you just throw it right back to the Big O. That's Stazak after a 10-minute throw by Lombo. 51.5 though. A Kirby Smart. I think these guys. Look, both defenses are live in this game, and it's going to be one of these tight football games where I don't think you're going to get a ton of scoring.
I want to get down on Georgia.
Well, Georgia's, you're going to get some points back, right?
3.5, I think, right?
Not bad.
Oh, now it's 3.
What's the total? Is it still at 51.5?
51.5.
Yeah, you have that hook in play. That's why I like it. And I just think both teams defensively. Here's something to think about. Illinois loses to Nebraska. This number is going to drop. If they win, it's probably going to stay the same. So you can get in ahead and take UT San Antonio +6 against Illinois the following week, because if the Illini lose, then UT San Antonio is probably going to drop to like 4.5.
And that's Brett Bielema's debut with the Illini.
Yeah, and we'll talk to the PGF about that game. And then lastly, think of this one. Kentucky is laying 30 at home against Louisiana Monroe.
Don't sleep on Louisiana Monroe.
No, it's not that so much as don't sleep on what Kentucky has done. Kentucky has brought in a couple of big name transfer portal kids. Like Kentucky, while everybody was sleeping in that state, went ahead and made a couple of pretty big moves here. I'm not saying Louisiana Monroe is awful for like UMass awful.
No.
But they're prime right there. This is a coming out party.
Wow.
Kentucky.
That's the fighting Doug Petersons you're going up against. You realize that, right?
Absolutely. I know this. And I can't give you many as far as the fighting from the Wildcats on a football standpoint. But yeah. We'll see if the Peach.
Well, Jared Lorenzen, remember him, the big fat quarterback?
Yeah,
he went to Kentucky.
He did.
He passed away. Though.
Yeah, he's no longer with us.
Is there anybody else?
Well, that running back, that backup running back for the Steelers, Snell.
Yes, Snell.
He played at Kentucky, and there's a big time linebacker. I think that didn't the Giants draft
football
him?
team? The Washington football team did.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, first rounder. It's their first round pick. He's there. Actually, that coach. Who's that head coach?
Well, it's what's his name's brother that used to coach at Oklahoma.
Stoops.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, Stoops. Yeah.
Josh Allen. Great call by Ron Colvin.
Yep.
Who's that?
Josh Allen.
Sorry, Ron. Go ahead.
Yes.
That's the poll right there, right?
Josh Allen was the first round linebacker.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the pull right there.
Yeah.
First round linebacker. Well, we'll see. Where do we begin? Where do we want to start? You think PG? I know he's got thoughts tonight on this preseason game without Jalen Hurts. So maybe there's something there that we missed that we can take advantage of. But the Yankees have won 12 straight. You think at some point this thing's going to stop?
Well, you'd think so. I mean, the Orioles had their 19-game losing streak come to an end.
Yeah, they won 2 straight.
Yeah, they beat the Angels, right?
Yeah, 2 times in a row. Boy, the
Yeah.
Angels are just a forgotten. I hate everything about the Angels because they waste people. Like
Just wasting. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
They waste.
Yeah.
I don't like wasters. Time wasters. I mean, I don't care what you do, but I don't like wasting time. Don't waste my time. Now, did you guys see the Kanye concert last night?
I did not.
No,
Where
I
was
didn't.
this? Was this in Atlanta again? Did he levitate?
No, Soldier Field, right? Soldier Field.
Oh,
right?
okay. Chicago?
Right?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
He brought out the baby and Marilyn Manson because those are the guys going through stuff right now that you really want to use to bump up your awareness and your, what do they call it? The Q rating?
Oh, the Q rating? Yeah, Marilyn Manson. They'll always help out there.
Yeah. And the baby, don't get me wrong, who has been dropped by like everybody.
The baby.
Yeah. A lot of people.
What did he do?
He made a lot of comments that were homophobic. A lot of sponsors. We're back at 3 easily. PGF coming up. Yeah, man.
Boy, 9 under leads this golf tournament.
Where's Scheffler? Is he still back?
Scheffler?
He finished. He was only 1 over,
Yeah.
but that was not good for me. Where's the big thing for me is Champ. If Champ has a chance to win this thing, then I'm fine. If he doesn't, then I'm done.
Cam Champ did not go off yet today. He's 2 under.
2 under. Okay, so he's 7 off.
That's
still a long way.
Scotty Scheffler +1. He has yet to tee off.
Yeah, so that's where he finished yesterday.
Yeah.
You see this?
I did not know that. Adam Bernstein said Bud Dupree is from Kentucky.
Yeah, that's right. That's
I
right.
did not know that.
Yeah.
Bud Dupree.
You see LeVar Ball getting into the NFT game now?
I am out.
NFT people. He's yelling. It's great.
I'm out on this NFT.
You know, I saw my college quarterback is doing some kind of with some kind of betting house. Martin Gramatica.
He was a quarterback or kicker?
He's the
a
kicker. Yeah.
Yeah. Martin Gramatica. I remember his brother blew his knee out jumping up and down.
Well, didn't he hurt his neck too? Like they both had pretty bad injuries. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with Colin Morikawa?
I don't know, but I didn't touch him on this tournament. Did you?
Yeah.
He said, "Yeah,
I did." I touched him in all the wrong places.
Not good.
No.
Oh my goodness. Well, you guys aren't going to steal my joy. We got football tonight. Eagles football tonight. I'm ready.
Oh, you're gonna get joy out of that.
I'm trying. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying, man.
Dude, we need Ray Didinger to talk some sense into you. Let's get Seth on right now.
I'm thinking I really need to bring in some libations or something, man.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Bring in some Crown or
just bust out some
vodka
Brown.
And help me get through this game, man.
Give Barkan a couple of sips before the show starts.
Right. We better look.
Barrett Brooks is here. He'd go crazy. He'd go nuts.
Let's say it again. Barrett Brooks is here. The Hall of Famer is here. The Hall of Famer.
Eddie B. Oh, it's just great.
Need something to get me through this game, man.
Oh,
So I'm
no,
just
no.
sitting there looking at the game like, come on, man. And I can't log on to my computers, and I don't want to look at my phone to look at YouTube.
No. Is this game only on YouTube tonight? Is that what you're talking about?
No. I mean,
okay.
that's what Seth does. He just goes on and watches YouTube. The game is just interesting. I'm not on this. I'm not watching
The
this.
Sports Map Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, we await the Philly Godfather, PGF. And before that, we mentioned that Jalen Hurts and company not playing tonight.
Unbelievable.
So do that and apply that as you will, by all means. It is unbelievable.
Is there a national game tonight? Like, I mean, on just one of the regular networks?
I'm sure the NFL Network's going to carry something, right?
It hasn't been lately.
Yeah. At least
They
not
have for
live.
me, just not for you guys.
I know.
All right, so we have the Colts, Lions on, Steelers, Panthers, Vikings, Chiefs. Those are the other three games, not counting ours, to make the fourth one.
Okay.
So that's the difference.
Right. So
Don't worry. If you have a question, our guest is going to be able to answer it for you.
Now, where's his
Doesn't even have to be
sunglasses?
sports betting related. It can be it can be life. And the PGF has an answer, and he probably has an edge. Is that fair?
I don't know. I hope so, man.
Dude, where are the sunglasses?
We took them off. The dogs chewed on them. The dogs were barking. The dogs are chewing on them.
You don't have a couple of backup pairs ready to go in case that happens?
You know what's funny? I usually buy 5 at a time, and then I start giving them out to friends because everyone wants a pair because they're so big and they make you stick out in public and
Right.
you know. And next thing you know, I got none left.
How many positions do you guys have on preseason action this weekend?
Well, we got a couple positions. We laid Seattle -2. I think the line's up to 5 or 6, and we took some Carolina -1.5 and 2. And I think that game went to 4. We bet some over in a couple games. Probably like 4 or 5 positions this week so far. But that can always change as information enters the market. I mean, it is preseason football. You're trying to pay attention to every article, what the coaches are saying, and sometimes they change their minds and try different things on game day, as Barrett Brooks would tell everyone.
What about Washington getting 3.5 at home?
Getting 3.5. I didn't touch the game. I hate giving out any opinion on a game that I didn't wager on myself.
Yeah, no worries.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want. Yeah, if I didn't bet it, I don't want to tell people to go out there.
And that's not done enough with yourself and people like
stand
you.
up. Yeah.
It's just like, and that's why I jump in, because if I hear a sharp, if I hear a tout, if I hear somebody who is capping say, I don't have an opinion on that game, then I don't have an opinion on that game. And we just because we're wasting your time otherwise.
Yeah. I mean, if I didn't bet it, how valuable was my opinion if I didn't believe in it and put some money down? If I'm not invested in that wager, and then I go out and tell people, well, I kind of lean this way or I kind of lean that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
makes sense.
I wanted to ask you a question the last time we were on, but I didn't get a chance to. But do you talk to agents and stuff also? Do you have like a pipeline to those guys when you make these bets? Do you have somebody you can call up and be like, hey, does your guy think this or think that?
Uh-oh.
Man.
you can take the fifth on any question here. You know that, PGF, right?
I was just interested, I was
I don't
just
want to
curious.
get anybody in trouble, so I can either confirm or deny. I don't know what the guideline, they got different guidelines, and I can talk to them and I won't get in trouble. But if they talk to me, they might get in trouble. So man, it gets a little sticky.
No, fair enough. We know that you're in tune with what's going on, and I think people can take and infer whatever they want from that. Now, what's going on with the camera here?
Yeah, something happened. Well, Barrett asked that question. Now he can't be seen.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think this was coincidence. It's
No,
like,
I don't either.
This is witness protection.
Exactly.
This is like when they block the voice up. Well, you know, I was sharing I saw this person.
Right.
Like, what?
I know you're tied in now, PGF. I know you're tied in now. Look.
Next thing you know, you go to order Uber and your Uber app shut down and all these apps are shut down. And you can't get
Yeah, that's it, man. That
Well,
is it.
PGF, who do you think has, give me your thoughts on maybe the top 2 or 3 deepest rosters in the NFL heading into this season? Because we know this is a war of attrition, and, these second, third team kind of guys, can end up playing pivotal roles late in the season and really, influence, what you might do on an overall, win totals and all that kind of thing.
I mean, the Cleveland Browns are stacked.
Yeah.
That team was just loaded everywhere, up and down, every position. Last year, they were banged up, probably the most banged up defensive secondary in years, and they still found a way to win, 11 games last year? I forget what the exact number was. And if you look at the turnover differential, I think they ranked 9th overall in the NFL last season, and they only had 11 interceptions on the year. So I'm going to expect them to get even better, maybe end up top 5 in the turnover differential with all their guys back in the defensive backfield. This is a defense that should rank top 10, maybe even top 5 by the end of the season. Their offense is stacked. They got so many weapons. They got one of the easiest schedules in the NFL this year if you look at the strength of schedule. Great coaching in Stefanski. They secured their offensive line last year, and you saw that with Baker Mayfield. He only threw 8 interceptions. So I think they had like the 4th least giveaways last year, 4th least interceptions thrown last year, and that's big. I mean, we've talked about this for years, how important the turnover differential was in the NFL, and the team that wins the turnover differential, depending on whether it's +1 or +2, will win the game and cover the spread anywhere from 70 to 80% of the time. So if you don't turn the ball over, you're going to win more games. You got a team like the Washington football team, one of the best nucleuses in football, arguably maybe the best defense, maybe the best pass rush in the NFL this year. And as long as, Fitz doesn't turn the ball over, this team is very, very dangerous. I know last year he had 2-to-1 ratio when it came to touchdowns to interceptions, and he was number 1 in pressure rates of all quarterbacks last year. So he's been on some real bad teams with bad offensive lines. This year, this offensive line is probably one of the best offensive lines he had a chance to play with, probably the best defense he's ever had on his team. So as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, Washington is very dangerous. You got a San Francisco 49ers team last year that was one of the most injured on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Their season win total at it was only 10 minus 150. I laid the 150. I went over 10 wins for this team. You got, you look at the teams running, the coaches running that squad. I mean, they've got so many years of experience, so many years of success. You got Jimmy G back. You got a great backup in that kid Trey Lance. With Jimmy G only wins 74% of his games as a starter. So that's a team I'm expecting to make some noise, over 10 wins, over 10.5. There's some pretty good teams, and then you got a Chiefs team with Andy Reid, who always has his team ready to play. You got Mahomes, who's probably the best quarterback in the NFL. Their offensive line hasn't really played together much. I know they got some new guys on that offensive line, so it might take some time for them to get ready. But they're going to be there. There's some good teams out there, guys.
Let me just follow up real quick, PGF. Sorry, Barrett. Did you want to jump in?
No, go ahead.
So the one thing that I'm interested, because news has shifted and there's still some good value. Of course, we know that it's going to take a lot for any of the 3 teams not named Kansas City to make some noise. But with the announcement of Teddy Bridgewater as the starter and already a lot of talent around him, really on both sides of the ball, is it crazy to look at the Broncos plus 500 to win the AFC West?
It's tough beating Kansas City, but I mean, Teddy doesn't turn the ball over. His nickname is Teddy Covers. When he was with
Cover Machine, thank you.
And that's the key. I mean, if you give him a strong offensive line, he becomes very dangerous. And that defense is so good. I would tell you, that defense is healthy this year. But the NFL is a war of attrition. I mean, last year they were banged up on so many different positions on the defensive side of the ball. But Teddy Covers. I mean, I like the over 8. What's their season win total? 8.5. I think they can go over 8.5. I don't know if they can win the division, but definitely over the season win total with him at quarterback. I like him better than Locke, actually.
Yeah, so they were taken off the board on Fox. I have to find it as far as where they are, maybe on DK. But yeah, last I saw it, it was 8.5. And It just seemed like between that, like, I'm not going to take them, to win the conference. I'm not going to put a futures bet on or win the Super Bowl, but the one that I thought might be worthwhile, especially with the value at plus 500 before other people are like, oh yeah, this makes sense as a sexy pick, would be that. Maybe even to make the play. What about to make the playoffs? Because look, if you're taking over 8.5, it's juice to the under on juice to no. I can get Denver to make the playoffs at plus 155, 160. That doesn't seem bad if I'm already PGF taking them over 8.5.
Yeah, there's just so many good teams in the AFC this year. You got Baltimore, you got Cleveland, Kansas City, the Chargers, the Colts. I mean, now they're expecting Wentz to play week 1. I think there's some value there. That their win total went down from 10 to 8.5 minus 50 cents at, I think, bet MGM. And I went over 8.5. He's expected to play. Their offensive lineman is expected to play. Top 5 in offensive line, top 5 defense. That their coaching is, one of the best coaches out there. They're going to be tough to beat. You had Philip Rivers last year throw for 4,000 yards with a bum arm. If Carson Wentz is 70% of what he used to be, and they can protect him, that team's very dangerous. Tennessee's going to be tough. Man, plus 5. That's a tough wager for me.
At Philly Godfather on Twitter and thephillygodfather.com is the website, and that's how you get the plays. Every now and then he gives out some free plays on the Twitter feed, but the real plays you got to go to the website. Now, PGF
in trouble, right? Somebody got to the PGF and was like, "Dude, you're making way too many people money on these free plays."
I got friends offshore. He told me to calm down a little bit.
Yeah. Look, I believe that. There's some humor to it, but it's funny and true.
Yeah, you got a call from Costa Rica.
Well, they get mad at the overnights. Like when I post a game before the lines even come out, I tell you, bet a team, and then that's where they get a little bit upset because now everyone's getting the best of the number as soon as the number pops. Instead of, sometimes you give it a game and the number has moved. Lines are moving all the time. They don't get the best number. The guys offshore don't get mad at that. They get mad when you give the overnights out more than anything.
There you go. Well, college football starts this weekend. I already jumped on a small action on Georgia plus the 3 against Clemson. Is there any one game that sort of jumps out or jumped out at you? Maybe you jumped on it, a while back.
I like Georgia too. I also like the under a little bit more in that game. You got two great defensive players. You got a new starter over there at Clemson. JT Daniels. I mean, that Clemson defense is tough. And if you look at these college football teams, the teams that made the playoffs last year, they all got new starting quarterback this year, I think. Sure. So this should be a good game. I mean, it's the first game of the season. It's gonna be a battle, and whoever wins that game, I mean, moving forward, Georgia doesn't have to play Alabama this year.
They got an easy schedule.
Yes, if they could beat Clemson, watch out. Oklahoma's another team you got to watch out for, and Alabama's always dangerous, man.
So there's one that I'm curious about from. Well, actually, let's look at week 0 really quick. We've been talking a lot about the big one early on, of course, the Big Ten matchup with Nebraska, Illinois, got the Illini at 7, moved up and then down below. So I don't know how you even approach that game where two bad teams from last year, there was the head-to-head matchup, but there is turnover. Looks like Illinois has found their quarterback in Peters. On the flip side, you do have a Nebraska team that likes to move it. It's expected to be 100 degrees down there on the field. I'm sure you've looked at this, but if you don't have a play, then that's different.
I didn't play it, but there's some sharp money on the dog there. They took the early number. It actually went down to 6.5 at Pinnacle for a little bit. And there was some resistance there at 6.5, through that key number. So there was some buyback action. But, the stronger move was on the dog, plus 7.5, plus 8 when it first came out. And, if you want to piggyback some sharp information, the move right there is on the underdog.
We got to break real quick. PGF in the house at Philly Godfather. Barrett has forced the camera off. The agent question was enough. All right, we're back in 3 on SportsMap. Oh, my goodness.
You're off the grid. They took you off the grid.
It's amazing, man. This is awesome. This is when we're dealing with a real shark.
There he is.
There we go. Okay.
Just when I was about to ask a question.
Your face. That's the thing.
How are the college kids doing?
They're good. They're out in Vegas right now. We just entered all the contests out there. I think they're in the Circa. They're in the Super Bowl contest. They're in the Golden Nugget contest. They were out there entering everything and anything they could get their hands on.
That's the college kids and the 8-ball, right?
Right. Yeah. The Magic 8-ball. Love
right.
that guy.
That's right.
They're running the show this year. I mean, they're. I never expected them to follow my footsteps, but they're pretty sharp.
That's amazing. Hey, there was one game I wanted to throw at you to see if you looked at it. I'm really bullish. I already took them over 6.5 as far as win total is concerned, and I think it starts right away. You talked about the phrase a coming out party. I really like what NC State is dealing with this year, and I think it opens up 18.5. Now, I got plus money on that, even money on that return, so it might be different elsewhere, but I laid the 18.5 at home. NC State taking on South Florida, who I just don't trust can put one foot after another.
Well, NC State's a very dangerous team. I don't know, that's a big number. It's a big price. I didn't really look at the game. I didn't bet it. I'll check it out, and then if I see something, I'll give it out on Twitter, and I'll give you guys a shout out. But I didn't bet the game yet.
All right.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no. Let me ask you this. A team that's a sleeper, back to the NFL, I'm sorry, but back to the NFL, a team that's a sleeper right now that nobody's really talking about are the Cardinals, man. And at this point, they're dangerous because, number one, they went on and got A.J. Green. They already had DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk. But then on the defensive side of the ball, they brought in J.J. Watt, and everybody's acting like that's nothing. They got the second-best linebacker in the draft with Zaven Collins, and nobody's really talking about this team, man. What's the deal with that?
I mean, Kyler Murray's electrifying. He's
right,
and he's only going to be better this year. I'm not sure about the coaching staff.
Okay.
Not really sold on them yet, but they play in the toughest division in the NFL. I mean, you got Russ there, you got San Fran. I mean, you got the Rams who got better with Matthew Stafford. It's just that's a real tough division. I mean, you might see it 11-6, 10-7, 10-7, 10. It might be like one of those type of years. But yeah, they can definitely make some noise. And you know more about this than anything, but it's all about injuries in the NFL. If they can stay healthy, they're going to be a very dangerous team. But you look at the team that won the Super Bowl last year, a team that I got lucky to have some big, wagers on. They were the healthiest team in the NFL last year was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's huge. They got the talent on that team to make some noise, but they play in a real tough division.
Now we took a position on MVP with Aaron Rodgers as a show. How do you like that?
No, even bigger position of them winning.
Oh yeah. Right.
We took them at plus. What was? I'll find it for you. But no, the big ticket is them winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, what do they got? 16-1. You got on them 15-1?
No, higher than that.
I think it was a little higher. I think it was 18, maybe.
Bring it up.
Was this before they confirmed him coming back?
Oh yeah.
It was about 20-1 on him. I mean, if you look
it was right around that report that he was going to retire.
Yeah, I think they had the number one, number two biggest margin of victory last year out of any team in the NFL. Back-to-back NFC Championship games. If they don't call that offensive holding call, and if their coach decides to go for it on fourth down,
they
won the Super Bowl last year. And Aaron Rodgers is back. They finally accepted the fact that they got to listen to Aaron Rodgers a little bit and let him do what he wants to do. So he's a little happier. And this is the year. If they can't do it this year, I can't see the Packers winning it because he's going to be going after this year, right?
No doubt.
This is the ticket, by the way, just to clarify, because other people on the show are on this, and they're probably thinking, like, what happened to all the money here? So we got them at plus 2,000. And we
21.
We put a show wager of $414.98 to win $8,714.58. Now that's going to be cashed out throughout a couple of people on the show here, but that was the big futures ticket. I tried to tell these guys to go under 6 for the Tennessee Vols, over 6.5 for NC State. And even I got in over 9.5. I'm a little jealous you got 8.5, but I got in 9.5 once those injuries happened with the Colts. But they didn't want any part of those futures, just the Packers, PGF.
Well, listen, at the end of the day, how many quarterbacks in the NFC side would you want to have the ball with 2 minutes left? I mean, other than Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. I mean, who else would you rather have the ball with 2 minutes left and you're trying to win a game? Those two guys are the guys. Green Bay had one of the most prolific offenses last year in the NFL. It's a great bet. 20-1 on Aaron. You're betting on Aaron Rodgers.
That's it. That's exactly it. Right.
Yeah.
And you can talk about great pass rushing teams all you want, but there's certain quarterbacks that can negate that, like a Tom Brady, like an Aaron Rodgers. And you've seen that with Aaron Rodgers when he was playing those Bears teams with Khalil Mack a couple years ago, when the defensive line was so strong, he would go to a hurry up. And next thing you know, they're huffing and puffing. And guys like that can just keep calling plays and keep attacking that defensive line. and Ware on that defensive line, they're hard to beat. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, guys like that. With that hurry up, offense, they're tough to beat.
That's next level, man. You were talking about pass rush and all that stuff. That's next level, man. I appreciate it, man, because you see the game the way I see the game. The division, toughest division. Those are all things that I look at, man. Even though I don't bet, but hey.
All right, we got to get out of here. Real quick, UTEP 10-point favorite at New Mexico State. 4th largest favorite role in the road in the past 17 years for the Miners.
Yeah, there's some real sharp money on UTEP and the over now, just so you guys know.
Wow.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks,
appreciate
BGF.
All right, we're
Have a
out
good
here.
one.
We'll see you on
Later.
Monday. Great
Monday.
weekend, everybody. Thanks to Ron Culver, as always. See ya.